Let me just make sure that you guys can hear me and can still hear the music. Turn the music down a little bit, or you can hear me a little better. I know I'm a little soft right now, but that's okay. Welcome in, everyone, to the Stream Many Things. My name is Wheeler. I'm your host for tonight, and tonight we are going to be painting some goblins. But before we do that, a few quick things to get out of the way. One, if you aren't already, please follow the channel. Two, if you have the financial ability to, please consider subscribing or donating to our fundraiser for Planned Parenthood. We want to make sure that all of our uterus-bearing members of the community have access to safe and affordable health care. So throughout the night, there will be links for you to find said healthcare in a safe and reasonable way. Other than that, be sure to follow us on our socials at StreamOfMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, where I try to post things as much as possible. But alas, I get kind of busy with things, but regardless. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That one is free. Don't forget that if you have a Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe for free once each month to a Twitch channel of your choosing. We would really appreciate it if that was us. But last but certainly not least, tonight's sponsor is me. I have a website now. So if you like the minis that you see, in fact, these minis specifically are going to be available once I finish them up on my website, wheelersminis.com, where you can pick up miniatures that I paint or have painted in the past, and there are commission slots available as well. The one that we had up first just got sold, but I just added a few new things. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind going to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. Got some stuff that's right here that I painted prior that I'm just trying to sell. They could use a new home, and maybe that home could be your place. So, without further ado, we're gonna get into painting these. Jeez Louise, we're gonna be getting to painting these goblins. Make sure that I'm not. Oh, that's right. Just the PLAs. Oh. Chaotic already, haven't even started. I got a new setup, kind of. Trying to make sure that it's clearly seen. But yeah, I got a new setup. I kind of cleaned out the office and then immediately made it bad because one of our snakes is currently missing. So we're on the lookout for her. But I got some new stuff like this cool thing from Green Stuff World. Both things from Green Stuff World. A paint mixer. Things very loud. So, cool stuff. And that was made possible by you all for subscribing to the channel and like helping out and stuff. So, we got a few goblins here today. We got like a thief goblin, a fighter goblin, a druid goblin, and a ranger goblin. And then a looter goblin who's just got a big old bag of loot. So we're gonna be painting those today. Ooh, that's mold. That's gross. So, in fact, what we're gonna do is go ahead and take this off and grab another one because it's been a couple weeks. Again, cleaned up the office. And hopefully, yeah, that's what we'll do. Put this on there real quick. Get that nice and wet. And then get started with painting. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know for a fact we're not going to be doing green skin on these guys. We're going to be doing the goblin skin that came with this set. That's also something I'm going to be updating soon is my paint supply. Not that the paints I have that are bad. Why am I not using this? I bought it for that purpose. So not that the paints that I have are bad, I just want to get new paints. Alright, that should have spun it up rather nicely. So we're going to be using that goblin skin tonight, but not yet. Got to figure out all of the things because there's a lot of detail in this because I printed these on my new printer that I got. We're definitely going to be doing some leather colors. So I'll grab the rigid leather. I'm definitely going to want some browns. I think I'm going to go with lighter browns. There'll be a lot of brown tones tonight. Hopefully we can get them all done. And a lot of metals. We're going to be doing mithril silver because I don't have other metals besides that. Ooh, goodness. And then golds as well. Very, very fine detail on some of these. And then I'm probably going to start out with hardened leather on most of it. Probably camo cloak as well for the druid. And then we're going to do Crusaders as well. So yeah, these are going to be up on my website as soon as they're done. Whether that's tonight or at some point in the future, we'll see. But make sure that this is just gonna put some water on it real quick. Make sure that it is properly soiled. Make sure that the palette is wet and prepped. I really don't want the palette to be super, super wet, so we're probably going to start with the speed paints first, just to get some of that out of the way. Oh, and I'll also use black. Real quick. All right, so we're gonna go, let's see. The most obvious coloration right now is the leathers. We're gonna go with leather first. We're gonna try to do all of these tonight. I don't know if I will get to every single one of them, but we're gonna try. Speed paints have been a godsend for stuff like this, though. I want them to be good. The product I want to sell on the website, I want to be good. Because that's how you get repeat customers. Or people coming back. Speaking of, the person who bought that mini should have gotten it today. But we will see. So these goblins are by Loot Studios. They were part of last month's loot that I didn't really do a lot with, so I wanted to do at least one thing with them. It was just a full goblin thing, and I don't really use goblins all too much, especially as enemies. But I wanted, I know that they are a common enemy that is used, so I wanted to give them the proper light of day that they deserved. wearing a lot too. He definitely has like a little leather cap, and he's wearing some metal. But right now I just want to get the leather pieces done. And it's okay if I get a little bit on the body. It is very hard to see. Such fine detail. Oop. That's also what I don't want to happen, is it picked up on accident. Yeah, this is what we're doing tonight. Hopefully, like I said, I can get it done. If it doesn't get done today, that's okay. I can always push it into next week's episode as well. And like I said, if I get a little bit on the skin, it's not the worst thing, because it's just gonna be painted over by other things. So you can really see some of the detail on this. I'm really surprised by the fact that this stuff is staying together so well. I mean, there's just such fine detail on it. So that's not leather, but I am going to hit the legs, even though it looks like wrappings. I'm going to hit that with the leather. I guess I'll also hit the pelt that it looks like this person is wearing. It doesn't hurt to have that brown undertone. River definitely is going to get it as well. Leather bracers, because she is an archer. And while archers can use bracers that are made of metal, I would think that they would probably use leather bracers more often than not. That also looks like studded leather. I'm gonna do that as pressed leather instead of doing it as metal. Really, most of this is gonna be leather pieces. And the breastplate definitely looks like a metal breastplate, but we'll see how much detail I can get into it without ruining it. That's a leather pouch. We'll probably add some different textures into like the coloration and stuff. It's not all just going to be one leather color, it'll be separate leather colors kind of all over. Oh, sweating up the storm. It's so hot. This one's gonna be fun. As long as I can get him to stand upright. He's definitely wearing mostly leather. Ain't no doubt about that. Good old rogue. This is also going to be a good test of my abilities, because this is very, very small detail, touch on most of it because it is just such a small menu. It has been some time since we've painted. I just realized before we started today that it's been a couple weeks since I last did any really like true paint stuff, which is crazy because I'm just so used to doing it every week. Oh, goodness. These sculpts are also just very pretty. It helps when the medium that you're painting happens to be good art as well. Stick. It's not really sticking very well, but that's okay. Just gonna paint this whole foot, and then I'll come back and do the details afterwards. There is a piece of something. Oh, goodness. This one sticks in better. But who knows? Probably gonna do a lot of greens on her. But for now, I just want to get that color, that base color in there. That's the thing, like, especially with a lot of these pieces, if you paint something that is the tone of it, it's going to have an undertone, you kind of want to have it have the shadows of that undertone. So, like, this cloak that she's wearing is probably going to be, like, a green. But it's definitely going to be made out of leather. It'll be a dyed leather, so I'm doing the leather coloration for the base that way. When I shade it, or rather dry brush it, it'll still have that brown undertone to it. Oops. Like I said, kind of the benefit of this is that I can paint it really whatever color I want to, because I'm going to come over it, so just going to give leather around here. That's a little leather pouch. That's a little leather pouch. Little leather bands. Paint all of this goodness. She's gonna have a little bit of flame in her hand. Let's see this guy. What leather bits he has. He's got a few. This is the fighter. Come on. Stick. There we go. It's wooden. We're gonna do this. Also in a leather tone. And then probably a red over that. Which will look good because the leather note is already pretty, it's like a reddish brown, so go this and this, definitely over the scabbard. Gracious, it is hot. I am sweating up a storm. This is starting to get very thick on the brush, even though it is a very wet paint. That's scary. Yeah, the paint is getting really thick for some reason. Tiniest little hair, and it was annoying me. Minus the lot. His arm got a little messed up, but that's okay. Honestly, probably just paint the whole thing in leather, including the face. Why not? I'm just gonna paint the whole thing in leather. Just gonna make it a little easier. Me in the later parts of painting. This payload. What's up, Michelle? How things be going? Whew. Goodness gracious. This is a cool thing. Just clean the brush off like this. Until it's clean. I click this button down, and then it fills back up with clean water. I'm gonna need wood. I don't remember if I have it. Dark wood's gonna be one that I need. Cool. Sounds like a blast. Oh, dope. There's actually a mug in this month's loot that I'm probably going to print out at some point. But I don't know if that'll be anytime soon or not. Also, I'm sponsoring tonight's episode. My mini store is sponsoring tonight's episode, so. Alright, let's get some Crusader skin. It's just a base note for the Goblin skin. He definitely got some hair, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. He's an old, wizened fighter goblin. think that's skin as well, as is that. I know, these are gonna go up on the site when they're done. Don't know if that'll be today or not, but we shall see.
I just want you to know that I drove during 5 o'clock traffic and there were so many cars out, but I did it. And I parked without having to repark because it was perfect the first time. And I walked into the house and it smelled like freshly cooked jasmine rice and incense, and I'm in a great mood.
I'm glad. I'm very proud of you.
You're the real reason. Will you hand me your water so I can fill it for you?
I sure can.
I love you.
Thank you, Lily. I love you too. Whew. Good old goblins. And we're not doing green, Michelle. We're doing proper Gabo skin. I'm being very lackadaisical with how things are touching right now. But that's okay. Because again, in the long run, it doesn't really matter that much until the paint gets on.
Are you painting minis, son?
I sure am.
Love you.
I love you. Thank you. I'm glad someone is. My dad actually put in a contact info and he's like, I'm really proud of what you've been doing. He's like, you've got a really good work ethic and like, I'm really happy to see you succeeding. And I was like, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But yeah, we're down one wheeler in the household. We've lost one of our snakes. We have no idea where she is. Hopefully she decides to come out at some point soon, because I miss her. Oh, goodness. Welcome in everyone who's just joining. I'm just painting these goblins. Very not great. Just kidding. They are going to be good. I just need a minute to get the base paints on them, and then when we start getting into the details, that's when I'll go a little more in depth. Yeah, honey driving in traffic is a big deal. They do not like driving, and I'm very proud of them for having the courage to go do it. God, all that stuff is just need to get some of it out. There we go. Alright, I'm alright. Not too shabby. I think what I'll do is I'll get the base colors on for these guys, and then ooh, there's so much hair on this one. There must be a bunch of hair on the thing. I'll get the base colors down for this, and then I'll work on the bases a little bit so I can just glue them onto the base. Because they're very sticky right now. I don't want to be putting my thingy oils all over them. But yeah, we picked up this cool thing, which I'm like obsessed with. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, I need that. So I bought it. Just does that. Fills up the water again. Alright, we're going to work on the bases now. The unprimed bases. Oh, a lot of it is stone. So we're gonna do Gravelord Gray on it. Yeah, we're still doing our fundraiser for Planned Parenthood. So if you have the financial ability to and you'd like to support a cause, please consider donating. There are rewards available if you need a reward, but if not, donate all the same. Hope you guys are enjoying tonight. I hope the week hasn't been too bad to start. We had a very productive day today. Sent out the speaking of, Michelle, if you want it, I'll post it in the Discord. The program for Honey and I's wedding, which is in October. We're doing a lot of virtual people because the pandemic and stuff. So if you'd like to be able to watch our Fae-themed wedding, I can send the info on Discord. Those are not rocks. Those are bolts, which means that this is the fighter's base, which is good because I wasn't 100% sure on some of them. It's on a Sunday. It's the first Sunday in October, October 2nd. A lot of this is just going to be this gray, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush over with a like gray, like a castle gray or something, to just bring out the color on it, so that way it just doesn't look black. So the Gravewood gray is fairly black, and I'll probably get some small little details in on those like coins and stuff on this one. Alright, this one is a majority of stone with some what looks to be pieces of wood. So we're going to go over the stone parts and then hit up the wooden parts with that dark wood. And I'm doing this now because I want to get them on the bases so that way I don't have to deal with touching them as much. Because the more you touch a mini, the more it can slough off some of its actually, I'm just going to do it all in black or gray, and then I'll paint over it in brown. It'll look a little darker, but that's fine. It'll match the tone of everything. I just don't want to have to deal with that right now. Once these dry, I'll go back over them with probably Castle Gray. Yeah, the more you touch them, the more you might take off some of the coloration or the paint. So, Castle Gray is this one. Oh, Jesus. And then I got this lovely thing. Just to mix my paints, so I don't have to fucking kill my arm anymore. I think it did a pretty good job of. Hello. My chat shouldn't be all in caps. I mean, on the stream, that's just the font. It's in lemon milk. It's the same font that the stream's logo's in. I just chose that font, I guess, is the answer. I can't tell if those are bones or not. I think they are because I think this is the shaman one. They're gonna be rocks because I'm not dealing with it. Very lazy today, but that's okay. Also, hello, Babacus. Thanks for joining in and watching me paint these wonderful, wonderful gobos. Whew. Definitely probably should have waited to paint with this, but that's okay. It's not the end of... Whoops, too much. Or is it just enough? Bada boo. We're gonna go this way. Give some texture to this base. And it's not enough over here. Just want to add some of that color. I know it's weird to say that gray is a color, but it is. And it's just adding it to make it look more like a stony texture. Maybe I'll add a little brown in there too. Maybe a dark brown. Yeah, there. Oh! That should have mixed it up properly. I had an issue where it wasn't mixing really that well, but we'll see. Could also be that we're just out of this color, because that's also a very, very likely possibility. I'm running out of colors, which is why I'm revamping the paints soon. I'm just running out of certain paints that I've used a lot of. That's a good coloration. I like that. Adds a little bit of that earth tone in there. Alright, and then we're going to take our glue. Ooh, that was way too much. Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you? Just smooth that out real quick. I'm gonna take this. Put this on there. Let that dry, so then we can start painting on those. Next I'll do this one, because it's the best one. Get most of that moisture off. And get some of this paint This one is just going to be gray because it is cobblestone. This is the looting goblins one. We'll come back and do the sorry, I realize I'm probably not painting on the thing. I'm gonna do a little drop there, a little drop there, and a little drop there. And I'm just gonna smooth that. This will be for this guy. Alright, so we need this and this. There we go. Oh, all the goblins. All of the goblins. Alright, I think this one is the dark wood. We're just gonna very quickly take some of this and just go over these pretty heavily, because why not, with the dark wood to let you know that they're bolts. Whew. But yeah, the WizKids is releasing a new set of paints that's coming out, and I'm going to jump on that as soon as my spending privileges are back, because I've been spending too much money recently, so gotta cut down on it. Alright, so this is definitely this guy's, which means this is the Rangers. And this is the one we're gonna do next. Start out with the Ash Gray, or the Castle Gray, my bad. I'm just gonna go over these rocks to kind of bring some color. Yeah. Well, I didn't even spend that much at SDCC. It's because I got a new printer, which is what I printed these on. That's why. There wasn't too much at SDCC. There was a lot at Gen Con, and there's some people that I follow who are posting pictures, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Gen Con next year. I've already made the plan to do so. I just have to wait until tickets are on sale and hope for the best. But I will be at a few cons this coming year, because I've been helping some friends out with their con stuff, and I had a great time at San Diego, so I was like, we're gonna start doing this. And crazy enough, it's almost like requiring having a mask mandate and requiring proof of vaccination status keeps you safe. I did not get COVID while I was there, so. You talking about Gen Con or San Diego? Because Gen Con, I'd like to get like a group together to do stuff. That's it's a fun con to go to for nerd stuff. Come on. God, so much hair on that one. Jesus. Alright, this one is mostly dry. Good. The gray. Go with the gray, and then the brown on the wooden parts. It's still a little wet, so I'm definitely not doing this the way you should do it if you're like trying to make something look super good, but it'll all come together in the end. It usually does for me, even though I freak out about it so much. I can't tell if that's vines or not. I think it is vines, but it's just going to be painted as rocks. Make some of this brown now. The beauty of layer lines in these is that even though there are layer lines, they match so well with like wooden texture. It's just unbelievable. So nice. All right. Now go to a little dab. I gotta figure out how this guy goes on now. Just gonna put a dab up here because it's obvious that he goes. Is it? Nope, it's not like that. Is it? Nope. Is it? Nope. He's gotta have a foothold somewhere. It's gotta be like. Right, something like that. Or am I just completely off base? It's gotta be, like, he's gotta be facing this way. For sure. But he's, like, off the base when he did. It's okay. That's gonna be how he's gonna be. Oh, goodness. Alright, now I'm going to take some more of this brown, just very quickly, and just over the top of this. Give it that wooden color. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Alright. That should be fine. I can always come back and work on it again too if there's an issue. It just looks so cool. Like with the layers, even though they're infinitesimally small, it just gives it this cool texture on the rock. Whoop. Oh. Oh, sorry I'm not painting on the camera. I'm working on being better at that. Alright. Brings all of them to their base. Oh, goodness. That means it's time to actually start painting. Grab the handle. I put it right here. Hope that stays. Okay. I'm gonna do the looting goblin first. Put a little grim black in the back. Should be done with most of the speed paints. there's one that is eluding me. It's Crusader skin. And the black is just going to be for the gold pieces and such. Because metal likes to have a black shadow to really help the color of metal pop. I don't know why I'm doing those. I'm probably going to go back over them anyway. So first color up. This is fidget leather. It should still have quite a bit, but I could be wrong. Doing it at an angle so it actually like spits it instead of just not doing what it's supposed to do. Bubbles! It's not what I want. Give me the paint. I got a leather paint too. Jeez Louise. Probably a little bit too much paint. Now all I'm doing is lightening up that color so that it goes a little bit better with an actual colored pigmented paint instead of the, I mean, speed paints are technically pigmented, but they're mostly used for like shading purposes. So all I'm doing is kind of lightening up that color. And you'll be able to see it more as it kind of comes along a little bit more. But like it's already got a texture to it now. And I will use this color as well on most of his accoutrement. Breeches. I'll also use it on like the leather, really on everything, because I can come back over. Oops, coming on down a little bit. Oh, that's what I forgot to say at the beginning. Join our Discord channel. I always forget that one. arm got a little not printed properly. And what I'll do is I'll do that a different color. Stuff. Hold on. I'll do those little patchwork stuff a different color. Where did I put it? The tools and set. Huh. Oh, there it is. Underneath everything. Let's get some better stick. Brown that I had. Down. Add a bit of a different color on there. Issue is, like I said, I'm running out of some of these paints, so they're just not sticking the way they usually do. Still wet on there. I don't need a lot of this gold, so. Just a little bit. Going over. You really just want a little bit, especially with metallics when you're not like painting something directly metallic and you're just going over it. You just want a little bit on the brush because it'll pick up more than you think it will. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you definitely just want to be a little careful with it because you can overdo metallics very easily. Right now I'm just trying to get this chalice painted a little up. It's definitely just missing. Cool beans. There we go. Alright, that's the gold on that done. I gotta get some of this Goblin skin on so I can see what it looks like at least. 6:13, I'm not doing horrible. I definitely won't get these done today, but doesn't mean we won't get them done. Alright, I'm just gonna do the squirt out. Whoa, that's what I wanted to not happen. Dang it. Can't tell you how much paint I've wasted by doing that. That's okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Since there's so much of it right here, scoop it up, and I'm just gonna place it on the wet palette. Just scoop it up, place it on the scoop it up, wet palette. You get the idea. And then I'm going to replace this paper towel. Thank you. I do that more often than you would guess. If you guess a lot, then you'd be right. Towel, and I don't want to use this brush. Smaller brush. Okay, this one. What I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of this. And just kinda definitely a skin tone. I don't know if this is the best brush for it though, because this brush is just not doing too hot for some reason. Oh, that food smells so good. I feel like I'm being too careful because that looks good. Now let's go back over. I think I still have some flesh shade anyway, so. Most of this guy's skin is. I realize that my head is like right over it. Most of this guy's skin is covered, which makes it a little easier on me, but I just wish that it wasn't so. Gotta get some of that. Not great bristles off. Sometimes just to he's looking all right so far. Not upset with it. I'm gonna move on to a different one. Let's move on to the rogue. It's got a lot of skin bits. I don't know why green skin goblins are such a big thing. Like, I love this kind of very simple flesh tone that D&D goblins have. I think it just adds a level of reality you don't always get with fantasy. I will give those of you who are here a heads up. We're probably going to be painting a beholder at the end of the month, which I'm really excited about. That one I'll probably keep in my own hoard, but the other benefit to minis like this is even if like body parts fall off, that's kind of part of the. This guy's definitely missing a part of his ear that probably came off while I was taking the supports off. But it just adds a little bit of character to him, you know? Maybe this is One-Eared Earl, the rogue. Oh, goodness. Trying not to cover up what I'm painting, but oh, what's the easiest thing? Golly, I don't know if that was me or just the printing. His face is just not very pretty. So think about my minis. Anytime you get a mini, it'll be tabletop ready. I won't always guarantee it'll look super good under a scrutinous eye, but by God, it'll be ready for a tabletop game. Ironically, this is one of the few of the minis that I printed that would probably look really good with green skin, because it's giving me Green Goblin vibes. And as the name suggests, he is green. But I'm not entirely upset with how he's coming out. He's probably going to be one of my likes from the set of paints. Should really go buy some more Earthshade. No, don't do that. Keep hitting my keyboard. It keeps running a macro for me. Look at this guy looks so far. Alright, what we're gonna do, we'll do the Ranger next. Ooh. The only issue with this one is it does have air. I'll have to figure out how to do that, but heard me from the abyss. It was just like, hair, you say? Here's all of the hair that got stuck to this mini. Goodness. Darker hair on this one. Probably do lighter hair on the fighter because he looks older. This one looks like it's wearing full shoes. And accordingly for that, it definitely has its hands free. Oh man. Oh, thanks for sticking. Oh, jeez, what? How are these things happening? It's like Audacity just opened up. That's crazy. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the beats and paints. I'm enjoying painting this. Again, it's my first paint job in probably about a month. I'm excited to be getting back into it and see how things have progressed in that month. I haven't really been doing a lot of painting, so it's going to be fun to see how this affected, how the time has affected my ability to paint. Got about 30 minutes left. I might need to go pick up some more leather color because I am running low. I don't think there's any left inside the bin, and that little bit's probably not going to last very long. a little bit there. Skirts here for the shoe. It does paint, it does dry the, I think that's skin too, actually. The glue dries a little weird, but not too worried about it. Woo! Luckily it's cooled off a little bit, so I have a little bit more leeway with things. Alright, so that's gonna be it for that. Move on to this brown. Here. We'll do some more work on this to really get that color change to show from the leather to other things. But I think that's going to be a next week thing. I think we're going to do a lot of the detail work next week. Because right now I'm just kind of getting the skin down. Let's go to Druid. Oh, goodness. Skin tone. What we do is hopefully maybe I'll do like cool war paint on one of them or something. To see. Luckily the paint's drying pretty well on this one, so it's not giving that weird texture issue that I was having on the others. Which is good because I want to have at least one where I can kind of work on the face a little bit more than the others. And this one's got like flame in its hands. I get to do cool stuff with that too, which is exciting. Very meticulous about this. I want to make sure I'm getting everything. Whew. That's the other thing. Every time I get one brush that has like a strand of hair out of place, it's so annoying. I think this is also in here because it'll start to paint places you don't want paint, and then it gets really annoying. Okay, like I said, I can come back and do a lot of this stuff over with the correct coloring next week when we do it, because yeah, we got like 20 minutes left. I doubt I might be able to get one of them done. We'll see. I am thoroughly enjoying this though. Usually I don't like the delicate work, but I think because I painted the minis for my party, for my Sunday night game, I've been kind of getting more into the detail work of smaller minis and such. Plus, I like challenging myself every once in a while. Painting big minis is challenging, don't get me wrong. Like, there's no two ways about it. It's very challenging to do large minis, but there's a separate kind of challenge compared to doing very tiny minis. There's a lot of very fine detail. Do you want it to look good? Can't tell. Looks like it's wearing some. I'm gonna paint the arms with skin tone. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think that I'm right. I think it's just wearing weird like bracers that look like the edges of shirts. But I like the way that it looks right now, so we're gonna stick with that and do just light skin tone on the arms. This area. If we need to paint over it, we paint over it, and yeah, it is what it is. It's looking good so far. Definitely needs work, but it's looking good so far. What I'm gonna do is just go ahead and skip over to the fighter so I can just get all the skin tone done. Yeah, this guy I'm definitely gonna do like lighter brown hair, probably verging on silver, because he definitely looks older, which is interesting when you think about it. Like, why is this old man still fighting? Maybe he's like Jorah Mormont, but for goblins. Sir Barrister. Whew. I think I did it again, but we'll see. Into another macro. I might lose my macro mind. I'm definitely most excited. Probably, like, I love the rogue, but I really like the detail on this mini. I don't know why. It just tickles my fancy a little bit. I'm excited to see what happens with it. I don't think he's got any... Nope, his toes are showing. Go ahead and paint some. Got a skin tone right there. I think his legs are showing too. Right here. It's pretty ripped for an old goblin. Oops. Sorry if you guys just moved there for a second. Oh yeah, he's got more skin showing than I thought. Not a bad thing. Just gotta try and get in and make sure that everything gets painted. That'll do. His stomach's also showing. Oh, my legs. Ooh. 15 more minutes. 14 more minutes, technically. Making good time. Having painted multiple minis, I think we're doing pretty good. Most of the other stuff is leather of some kind. God, there's just so much hair. I don't know how I got all this hair on it. But I think that's good on the skin tone. Yeah, he's got armor on. Mostly. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the skin tone for now. Alright, let's see, which one do I think we can get done? Let's try this looting goblin again. Because I think we can work on this pretty well. Alright, there's a lot of leather. I want to add texture to it. I'm gonna do... Ironically, I think I'm gonna take some of this goblin skin tone and work it in to this patch. Because goblins would use their own kind to do work if, you know, they deemed it fit. What I'll probably do is, before next week, I'll go pick up some more flesh shade or Earthshade. I think that's the one I'm missing, right? Yeah, I'll go pick up some more Earthshade. That way I can do stuff I want to do for this. There's a lot of very fine little like pieces as well that I will probably work on that are just like little like what look to be like rope tie bits. What I'll do is I'll go over those in a specific color to kind of flesh out some things. Definitely tearing this brush up. Detail brush. First thing. I'm gonna do. I think I already tried the Minotaur hide, or did I do? Oh, there. I think I did not. I think this one still has quite a bit left in it. Oh goodness. To redo some colors. Perfect. Oh, that's what I like to see. Take some of this. And just brush over these bits real quick. Finally add some differing lighter colors in for the cloth that he's wearing. See, there's another patch right there. I really want to do a lot of brown tones on this. So what I'm going to do is paint this a bit lighter. That way each of the patches look different. Oh, what I'll do now is I'll take some of that darker brown here and work that into the circle right here. There's another patch. And then all those little tiny, except these pieces, obviously those are gold pieces, but all those little tiny like notches I'll work on as well. I'll probably earth shade it first and then go into it and do it. But yeah, I'm liking the look so far. While I have this out though for that fur, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Ranger. And first thing I'm gonna do is take some of that owlbear brown and work it onto the bow. So we can get that wood color on there. Same thing with the shaft of the arrow. Get some of that on there. And then take some of this color, Minotaur hide. This is what I'm gonna do for most of the furs. Because again, I think I'm gonna sell this as a set on the website. So I want everything to be kind of cohesive. And the best way to do that is to have similar color schemes on minis. So take that off of there. Definitely lost a little bit of detail on the back there, but that's okay. Oh. Alright, take just a dab of this because I think I'm gonna do her hair black. I'm just gonna put some of that black coloration here. That way when I come back and do it, it won't be as difficult to do. So far looking pretty good though. Doing pretty decent on keeping most of the detail in there. I am glad that I put them on their bases though, because this would have been a nightmare without it. Oh, we got about 5 minutes left. Thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Alright, so now that we've done that, go back to the druid so we can work on staff. Get some of that in there. Hairs. I guess that's what happens when you have 3 cats. You just get hairs everywhere. Just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of that color on there anyway, because there's definitely like leather up there, but I can paint that leather. And then I'm gonna have to figure out what the color of the rat's gonna be. Oh, geez. We're gonna move on from that to this. Whoop, God, did it again. Man, why am I so bad at not clicking things that don't need to be clicked? All right, now what I'm gonna do is right before we go, just get some. Oh no, too much. Alright, but get just a little bit of that brown on the shield to bring out the wood. That's definitely gonna need some more leaven. I love it. Oh, it's looking so cool. Cool. I think I'm done for tonight. Get back to it next week. Don't know why I thought I'd be able to get all these done tonight, but oh, woo! Opened audacity. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. We got a couple minutes left, but I'm gonna cut it because again we just got a lot to do, so I'm gonna save that for next week. But thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. I don't know why it's not there. We go. Yeah, tonight was fun. Sponsored by me, Wheelers Minis. If you want to go check out the stock that I have currently, you can go to wheelersminis.com. Most of the stuff that I have is old paints right now, but I'm starting to paint more things that I'm just not gonna keep. I'm painting more things that I think people will like to buy. So if you'd like to support me and go check it out, please feel free to. Let's see. Don't forget to follow the channel if you aren't already. If you have the financial ability to, please consider subscribing. Don't forget that you can subscribe to one Twitch channel free each month. If you have an Amazon Prime account. I think my phone just died. Yep. Good to know. All right. Subscribe to your YouTube channel. That one is free. Stream many things on YouTube, where most of the VODs are up a couple days after. Join our Discord channel. The link should be in chat. Don't forget to follow us on our socials at StreamOfMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And yeah, join us Wednesday. We're going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 again with Billy after a little bit of a hiatus from just being off from travels and taking the week off. Other than that, I think that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you all on Wednesday. All right. Good night.